In mint condition, most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Tilebackers.
As always, I am at your disposal.
Do you have anything to say?
Anything you'd like to discuss?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you say so. If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? That's a convenient way to control the masses. Let's go with that.
It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct.
Excellent. You're on my side. Let's go again. Seems quite trusting of you to sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
What if the book doesn't have the written answers you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
Good question. Let's go truthful with him. I'm going to trust him. He is a priest, after all. He's completely trustworthy. I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out. Let's go with that.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Murder everyone. I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Because it's part of the plan. Just because it's the right thing to do. My friends are on the Hope. I had family on the Hope. I don't know about either of those, actually. But my friends, let's say my friends are on the Hope. Let's assume you would travel with not complete strangers on a colony ship. You would know them to some extent, or some of them.
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Let's see. Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu.
A former associate?
He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
Sounds like a plan. How is it that Simple Vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock.
Oh, I see.
I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Do you think this guy's actually done time in prison? Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean right this instant, but okay. So where's our ship's engineer? I was going in this direction, wasn't I? These are, of course, empty.
Please keep the kitchen area clean and sanitary.
How dare you accuse me of not keeping the kitchen clean? Have you spoken to my wife? And what is this? Oh, it's a toilet. Crunch. Who needs ankles anyway? Aha! We were looking for you. I'm going to try and get the character quests before we go down onto the ground. I think that's the plan. I think it's time you move along. What? Is that telling me to get rid of her? Break time's over. Let's okay. That wasn't what I expected. Crunch. What's this? Transition to edge water. Oh, landing pad. Okay. We don't want to go back in there. Did I get these? Yeah. Oh, nice. There's loads of stuff to go and look at. So we've come from... Hang on, I've got one quest to go to Groundbreak. That's the current quest, okay. Monarch. Let's just go back, because I thought, I'm sure. Welcome to the system map. Here you see all the planets in the system, as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Right, I think it said I wanted to go to Monarch, but I need to go and get this landing code, and then go to the Groundbreaker for that. The Empty Man. Oh, that's from the Vicar. And the Cleaning Machine. You found defunct sanitation and maintenance. Oh, right, okay. Ask Ada about the SAM unit. We can ask her about the SAM unit.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Tell me about... I'm in the mood for some entertainment. I've got to ask it. I've got to ask it.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
The companions will tell you when they're ready to give you their quest? Oh, okay. So you don't need to keep constantly badgering them to find it out. Tell me a joke.
My violence inhibitors are a joke. No, really. I only keep them enabled because of how funny they are.
That's awful. Play my favourite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
Sounds so 50s, doesn't it? Okay, that's not my favourite song.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
I see. That's enough for now.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
Know anything about the, SAM?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. But I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Okay, let's go take a look.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, weren't there some droids in Knights of the Old Republic 2 that you could,
I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Thank you. Wasn't there some droids in Knights of the Old Republic 2 that were just like maintenance droids, but you could then modify them to become combat companions? Wasn't there? This has got a very familiar feel to it. Search term Sam. First Sam result. Okay. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Vale's scrap heap during your last job. Should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine. Should be fun. Removal of factory standard part SUDS Steeper. SUDS Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. Ah, but I do. Third SAM result. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit and it's not turning up anytime soon. But good news. I heard from a fellow who knows a gal, who knows the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following this next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. Yeah, I think I might have liked Alex Hawthorne. He seems like a good kind of guy. Right then, so we've got that. Is that then now on my quests, is it? Does anyone ever go through codexes and glossaries and stuff in games, reading all the lore? I would read it if it came in a manual in a book with the game, like in the old days. I would. When I'd finish with the game, I'd go and read it at bedtime or whatever, and I'd really enjoy it. But I never feel compelled to sit down and read things in sections like this whilst I'm playing the game or on a screen. It just doesn't seem to attract me. But there'll be some great information in there, I'm sure. So passage to anywhere, the cleaning machine. You found entries, okay. With an acid steeper, but never picked up the part from it. So it's just go to Roseway. I think that's where the quest will take me. So we're going to the Groundbreaker. Groundbreaker docking base. Oh, I see. And we're off.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
As simple as that. Do you have anything...
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Because I noticed... I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
The Groundbreaker.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
Can you take care of that for us?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Thanks, it's appreciated.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
I better be polite to her. Okay, I'm not going to ask about anything else. I'll only get grief for it.
Let's talk when you're free.
I'm free!
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
Okay. What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Okay, sure. We could head over to engineering now. Sure, let's just go.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time.
Really?
Do you want to talk about something else?
Yes, tell me about this time you're going to make it worth. Do tell me more. I'm interested in this. Can I only take one well, let's see. If I remember. Is this where it asks? Yeah, this is where it asks you your party. Okay, so. Select 2 companions. Excellent. They're both selected. Select companion. Oh, I see. It's there. And there's potentially 4 others. Excellent. Oh, this is good. I'm enjoying this. I'm not a pervert, Yuki. I'm not a pervert. I just wanted to know what she was referring to. She might have been talking about baking me a cheesecake, which would have been an entirely acceptable proposition. I don't get many good cheesecakes these days. My life is sadly lacking in cheesecakes.
Captain. Hey, Hey, Captain. Oh,
Captain,
it's
my
space.
captain.
I never thought I'd be able to say that.
He looks dreadful. We've got to get him a better outfit. He looks absolutely dreadful. Oh, I see. Right, so we've got... If I do this...
All right, I'm going.
So I've got C, which is going to be her ability, and V, which I haven't actually looked at, to see what his is. What's it under? Ability, trick shot. Examines and evaluates his target and spiritually enlightens them with a blast from his shotgun. Does he have any particular skills in shotgun? Bonus support, hack, no. Mixed. We kind of want ranged. Keep him ranged. Based on, no, we want, well, no, actually. No, we'll keep it mixed. Well, we won't keep it mixed. We'll keep it ranged. I don't want him getting in close. Let's go with that. Do they stay there now, or do they follow?
That's not the point.
So I press...
Knocked out one of my workers.
Do I press Z? Hold. Okay, and cancels it. Got it. Got it.
No witnesses.
Righteous
He's not
justice.
even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it,
Felix.
You're not making this any better.
Marde.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
Toss
This
him
is
out
the
in airlock.
Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I have a filthy
I don't
mind.
have time for this.
Terrible.
I need a drink.
The internet has ruined me. It's ruined me. What was going on there, Felix?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I was actually hoping you could toss me out of an airlock. I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
I heard you knocked someone down with a tossball stick.
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, all right? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
Okay, slow down. What exactly did you do?
Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And you hit him with a stick. And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
You want a job? Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Maybe. Yep, that's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never caught your name. I'm Mal Reynolds.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around, Felix.
See you around, boss.
Boss? Calling me boss already? I think he's going to be part of the crew. Are these stealable? I better not do that right under the nose of Stevedore. Who the hell is Stevedore?
You learn to keep your eyes to yourself in my job. Nobody wants you looking close at their cargo. If it wasn't for us, this whole damn station would shut down.
Curious. Yeah, so the companion settings are more used at the top difficulty level, because when they die at that difficulty, they die forever. That sounds quite brutally tough. Yeah, I quite like the sort of difficulty where if they die here, they will stand back up after the fight. I like games like that. I don't like doing too much reloading and stuff if I can avoid it.
Hey.
Do I need to talk to anyone? Oh, I see something to steal. Ah, it's far too visible here.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Good for you, man. Oh, right, okay, so Stevedore is not the name of a character. It's obviously an occupation. Stop presenting me with lootable objects and tempting me. Bounties? For various crimes. Phineas Wells. Oh dear. Sedition, forgery, conspiracy, conspiracy to commit conspiracy, unlicensed medical practice, and destruction of board property.
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so riled at him.
I don't know. Gunnar McRed, dead or alive. For several counts of public intoxication, destruction of Groundbreaker property, unpaid docking fees, and resisting arrest. We want Commandant Sanita. Let's go and find her. Plenty of guards around. Oh, I'm so tempted to steal stuff.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please.
Present Hawthorne's ID. Here you go. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I don't have an ID. What happens then? No, let's not even ask that.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Ah.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Okay. I take it back. I'm not Hawthorne. That isn't my ship. So I'm stuck here?
Not stuck, per se. You could always throw yourself out the airlock. Of course, then you'd find yourself with an exciting new problem.
Could I toss myself out the airlock? Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much.
Oh, it will
The
now.
board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. Man named Udom Bedford.
Let's kill him. Great. I'm going to wring this Bedford guy's neck.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me.
I hear you.
Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
I reckon it always pays to have the customs guy, you know, on your side. A shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery.
Ooh.
I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm looking for someone. Oh, hang on. Gladys is supposed to... Should I ask the law enforcement customs guy about Gladys? So wasn't she supposed to be sort of... we should maybe keep quiet about her. Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me.
Quick backtrack
Chief
there.
Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
I'm not going to say it, folks. I'm not going to say anything about looking at an old girl's innards. I'm not. You can just picture it yourself. Got it. Thanks.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
Toilets are just round the back. Let's have a look. Who am I asking? Why am I asking anything about this? What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Okay. How does Halcyon Holdings work
Are
anyway?
you pulling my leg?
Yes. I just want to hear your take on it.
Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
I see. Right. And how does Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Okay. Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the Board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
Good. That's what we like. That's what we like to hear. That's all we need to know. I'm looking for Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go.
Right,
On your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
He has no problems talking about a criminal. Oh yeah, the fence. Yeah, we know her. She's cool. I'm looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Got it. Okay, let's go get drunk.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Sure thing. Sounds like there's some tension between the Board and Groundbreaker.
You noticed, huh?
I'm sharp like that.
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the Board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one.
As you
Folks
do.
around here will bluster that the Board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
I'm glad it terrifies them, the bastards. Keep pushing them.
It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The Board wouldn't do that. Would they?
Oh, yes.
The Board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
I just noticed he's got an ammunition belt around his chest. And can you tell me anything about Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the Board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a Board man and all. He's our liaison.
The Board runs most of the system. All right, thanks for the info. We're good.
Sure thing.
We've got what we need. See you around.
Be seeing you.
And so, through that door? We said go through the one behind you. We can't, no, it must be through here. I see, we've got various private leave floras. Whoop. Quest objective requires you to enter a restricted area. If caught inside, you will be shot on sight. Using a disguise will prevent immediate hostilities.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Yeah, you're not telling me everything about this, are you? Should we go in here and beat the crap out of this guy? Records. I'm next to it. I'm looking through the customs arrivals and departures and stuff. Departures. Spacer's Choice Freighter delivered Callahan's new mask. Didn't mind a bit. That's the other side. Hang on, what's Max doing over there? So, do I want to talk to these people?